Total War. Wait, what? No, this last part is worrying. Total War Warhammer 40,000 will release for PC, but will also be the franchise's debut on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Oh no! Wait. Was this even like? Did they even mention this in the Games Award? Did they mention this part in the Games Award? Because if they did, I think. I think they know what's up. They definitely know this is a negative modifier for marketing, so they just omitted that. So this is definitely no. I don't know like why some people were saying he's Titus. Like there's like only one service stud. Maybe he's
in the grim dark.
Like a prequel, but I doubt that. So yeah, definitely, yep. That's a Imperial Guard. That's a Thunderhawk. Plastic Thunderhawk confirmed. That's a battle barge. Yeah.
Every soul's survival hangs by a thread.
I wonder if like Purgation's like a mission type or something. So you get missions like you have to slowly wear down like a city or like a frontline's defense, and you just get like a, not like a decisive battle, but like just a battle to attrit the enemy. That'd be pretty cool.
Mankind is beset by endless time.
So it says Cadian support petition. So I think these are actual mission types. So you had one that's like Purgation, and then you've got like Cadian support petition. So I think for the Space Marine, you might just get surgical missions where you just have to go in and just support the Cadians, and you know, hope the I suppose the AI will be Cadians, and you just hope that the AI does not screw up. Guys, you'll be at the mercy of like the Total War AI. That's something. So it says Deep Strike here. Yeah.
Of aliens.
I'm just guessing, by the way. Like these are just my guesses, my schizoing out. I mean, the scale looks alright. Like ideally, you probably just put the Cadians. Oh no, the Cadians are here. They're the meat shield. Yeah, I was about to say, like, if you're gonna use Space Marines as a meat shields, that's some cruel parody shit, man. Like, the Cadians are way up there. They're taking the center. That's, yeah, that makes a lot of more sense. And then the Space Marines, you know, cavalry tactics, they're probably just gonna roll up the sides. You know, we've all played Total War. City-wise, it looks alright. It looks like this could be like outskirts of Armageddon or something. I just wonder how they're gonna do the Hive Cities, because Hive Cities have all these layers to them. Like, it'll be really funny if they like attack a Hive City and then like the you know, like War on Armageddon, right? And then you get the Hive Gangers all coming out.
Traitors and demons.
But the civilians are armed all done. So this is like a good mix of just like battle. Like I doubt it will actually look this good. So it's like a good mix of just CG and in-game graphics, because I got a 4090, and if the game does look this good, I kind of fear for my computer. And that's a Rogo Dawn, right? Dude, we get like the really cool Forge World units. That'd be crazy. Yeah, we get the Forge World, like Macarius tanks and all that. That'd be really nice. Do I have to get a new GPU? We'll find out. Yeah. And these like Hedgehog things, I wonder if these are deployment things, because you can deploy defensive items in some of the Total War games, like Hedgehogs. Not Hedgehogs, like Stakes and all that. So, yeah. That Rogo Total Dawn is quite interesting, so I wonder how long this has been in the works. Seems like a 10-2 flying units at the very least, or some kind of air support.
Across countless worlds.
I bet you this is going to be a cutscene, because like it's something I noticed with a lot of Total War games is that they kind of like blend in the in-game like cutscenes into their trailers. So I wonder if this is going to be just a cutscene where whenever you pick like a new mission, this is a cutscene you're going to see. Like he takes off his helmet and it plays with the computer, and then the screen kind of zooms in.
Battle.
So it says Emperor class. Wait. Priority Alpha Armored Response. I don't know what it means by Emperor class orbit. It doesn't really sound like any type of mission. That last one says Cadian support petition. Yeah. So if they get Stompers, we should be able to get a Super Heavy, right? I mean, like in all the Total War games, like every single army has their own big bad, you know? Like you got the steam tanks for the Empire. What the shit's this on my hand? Is there like a spider in here? Oh my god. Yeah. Fuck. Sorry about it. Like, why is there a silk on my... Yeah, so every faction kind of their super unit, so I won't be surprised if the Space Marines get like a knight, or maybe like the super heavy Astraeus or whatever, something like that. The Imperial Guard's definitely getting a Baneblade. Or actually, now that I think about it, the Space Marines might not even get a super heavy unit, you just might be able to call on orbital strikes to kill other people's super units.
Lead your armies.
By the way, this is not the second company. This is the is it a fourth company with the red trims? Is it fourth or third? Because we always see the Ultramarines with the gold trims, but that's the second company specific. The first company is white trims. 6. Oh, it could be 6. But 6 is a reserve company, isn't it? Oh, okay, this might be interesting.
Conquer worlds. Fight on.
Like, what does this say? Wait, oh, yo. Wait, that's, as I say, wait, what? Magnus Calgar? Wait, what? I thought for a second, I thought it said Manius Calgar. I was like, holy crap, this guy gets to places. Xeno's incursion designation Aldari. Okay, Aldari mentioned. Scarfold Secundus. So that'll be a planet, right? Scarfold Secundus. No, that'll be a hive fleet. That's it. No, I mean a hive city. That sounds like a hive city name.
The galaxy burn.
All arms response. So they've got like these little funny symbols all over here. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely like a screen inside of the game.
For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
Wow. Check the red trims third company, 6 is bronze. Yeah, so if you play like Battlefleet Gothic 2, it's like very like this. I'm not sure if you guys can see the space station here. I swear this thing is in Battlefleet Gothic 2. I swear I've seen this asset. But yeah, I think it's a very smart move for them to put in fleet-based combat into this game as well, so they can like, you know, vertical integration, upsell you Battlefleet Gothic if they ever decide to revive that game. Yeah. 2 was really nice. Like 2, the campaign for 2 can be a bit hard, but I think the story for 2 is actually really well done. Like the map as well is really well done, and I think like when 2 came out with the map, with the galaxy map, a lot of people kind of saw this coming. Because 2 was almost like Empire at War without the ground-based combat. And I think what this game is going to be like Empire at War. And Empire at War was a really well-made game because it was made by Westwood. We got actual gameplay footage. So this is like a recording, right? Yeah. This is a replay. Now, I have to say, this in-game screenshot, I know this is pre-alpha, by the way. I mean, it looks kind of just like Total War Warhammer with like a different shader. And you can kind of see allied units here, right? These guys look like Imperial Guards, so these guys are probably guardsmen that you have to support. So I suppose the Space Marine faction is just going to be like a they're just going to be like firefighters going around doing surgical strikes, supporting the AI. I'm guessing, which is actually quite low accurate. We've got this thing here from the side. It looks like a what the heck is this? Huh? Hey yo, that's not a Lehman Russ. Like on the, I know my head's kind of blocking it right now. That's not a Lehman Russ, right? The sponsons look a bit different. Is that a Rogo Dawn? It's kind of hard to tell. Anyways, we got Terminators here. That's great. Do we have any Gravis boys? So we got the captain here. We got tactical. No, these are probably assault. These are probably intercessors. We got a chaplain. We got assault. Looks like more intercessors. We got a redemptor. My feed bars in the way. That's a Terminator. This guy looks like a power blaster. I'm not sure if you guys can see over here. The gun icon looks a little bit different. Or it could be me. Oh no, I think it's the same. But anyways, there's like another one here that looks like, is that a Land Raider? Sorry, there are little bars in the way. Oh no, that's a repulsor. Sorry, I need to go back in a second. Destructible building, which is really nice. We haven't seen that since like Medieval 2, like with the buildings crumbling like that. Oh no, that's a Rogotor. You can tell because the guy's standing behind the turret with a machine gun. Yeah, with a stubber. And yeah, I saw the Terminator smacking the guy as well. That's a pretty nice touch. Battlefield Gothic 3 is never going to happen. I think this game's going to see a spotlight. Yeah, I think this game's just kind of stole. You're not going to play Battlefield Gothic 3 if the space combat in this game is any good. So this just reminds me of Dawn of War 2, right? You guys remember Dawn of War 2 with that relay thing that is still in the middle of the map? And I really wonder how this like siege battle is going to play out, because Hive cities are like more than one layer. There's like several things going on in the Hive city. You probably have to fight through several maps if you want to actually give it justice. Like a Hive city might actually be like maybe like 3 or 5 siege battles for it to make sense. And also, if you look at the like map on the bottom right corner, the map's actually not that big. Yeah, the siege map is actually not that huge, and it feels almost like a insertion kind of map. Like there's no walls or anything. You just kind of insert it into like a section of the city. So I really won't be surprised if the city has several layers to it, like several battle maps in there. I'm just kind of taking a look at I'm trying to compare the battle map with what's going on in the background. Because from what I can figure out is that you've got like these 2 units here, which is probably these 2 here. But I'm looking at like what looks like orcs coming out. Like, what the fuck is this? Are these orcs coming from outside of the map? Because if you look at the map, you see these 2 units here. But there's no red here, but then there's like, it looks like orcs are like Gretchen or some shit, like pouring out from like outside of the map into the map. Or it could be something else. But anyways, this is that's another interesting thing as well. Is this thing like coming through a building? Or Storm Boys. It would be funny if the Storm Boy, if you can just fail to fit the unit in, like in the actual tabletop. If you cannot fit the unit in, they just die. Yeah. And this looks like a shit ton of Astro Militarum here. We know these symbols already. These are guardsmen. That's probably a psyker. I don't know, or command squad with like the comms relay guy that calls in artillery. Maybe. It looks like a heavy weapons team with like a mortar or something. Oh, by the way, I am so glad these aren't Krieg. I'm all creaked up. Yeah, these guys are definitely moving, dude. These aren't Like these aren't Space Marines. There's way too many of them. These are either Orcs or Imperial Guard, and from the way they're running, these guys are actually moving. From the way they're running, they're actually Orcs running into the field. But I'll go back for a second. Like look up here. They're actually coming into the field. You don't see. Wait. Am I schizoing out? Wait, maybe the map is just going on the wrong way. Wait, am I schizoing out? This is... Okay. No, yeah, it's definitely coming from here. Also, wait, I just saw something really funny. By the way, reinforcements coming in. Do you guys see these guys here? No. Oh, wait. We got Space Marines, or are these like... Yeah, these are actually Space Marines phasing to the ground. I'm gonna go back slightly. Like, look at over here. They just fall down into the pit. Okay, see here? You guys looking at this? Where I'm circling? I'm gonna play it right now. 3, 2, 1. Are they falling into the pit? Like, did they just, like, phase through the fucking building? Are they as submarines going on the bridge? You see that? Wait, no, I think they're falling onto the bridge. Wait, are they grappling? What the fuck is that? Is that a steel ray? Is that Boreal Surprise? Or I think the Ultramarines found, like, a new, like, Codex maneuver. Like, yeah, Steel Rain Mark II. Oh no. I guess I'm not going to be invited into the early access then, because I just critiqued Games Workshop. So here they are right now. And I swear these aren't assault marines. These can't be assault marines because they don't have the jetpacks. So these were the guys who just like phased into the bridge. Oh no. Wait. Yeah, those were those guys. So how did they end? I'm actually like invested now. Like I'm actually like invested into what the fuck is going on. Okay. Yeah, they just fell. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to get to the like actual... I want to get to the actual end of it. Oh, by the way. This is a very peculiar battle barge. Oh! That's Manius Calgar. Yeah, no. I was looking at this battle barge. I was like, why is this painted in First Company colors? Yeah, because I remember white and blue is the First Company. So I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And then you see Manius Calgar here. And this is probably a requisition pool, right? You got like, is it your requisition pool or something like that? I'm guessing it is. Like your neophyte recovery, like gene seed or something. I don't know. The other ones, man, I think they're actually going to like guys. I think they're actually going to do the Space Marines justice. So the Space Marines are not going to be just like random red shirts who are just going to send out and die randomly, like in Dawn of War. They're actually going to be there for support. So the Imperial Guard will be there to hold ground, and you're just going to go around. Spending your resources as scarcely as you can, and just like do surgical strikes and hope the Imperial Guard actually do their thing. Yeah, but that's definitely Manius Calgar. And if I am correct, that it's actually his term. Wait, is that his Gravis armor? Yeah, I'm gonna do autism a little bit. Give me a second. Give me a moment. That's Gravis. Yeah, because his Terminator armor has like these giant like wings. That's going to be DLC. Chaos will be DLC. Yeah, that's definitely his Gravis armor, right? Because you can tell from the legs at the very least. And then Terminator has the Terminator armor has a name. It's like the armor of like a Ratmus or some shit. Yeah, the Terminator armor has like these frills on them. So we are going to be dealing with Manius Calgar and his Gravis armor, which is quite... Are they just reusing Space Marine 2 assets? Oh, that'd be really funny. That's Exterminatus, by the way, in the background there. Yeah, something bad just happened there. Many people died, many billions. People like you and me. Just into the warp, into the ether. I won't even say into the ground because there is no ground anymore, you're dead. And so we see the map here. So there used to be a planet there. The planet's not there anymore. You can tell because there's no name. It looks like a mining world. Fortis Fera. So, I don't know, some weird Latin. So Hive world, some kind of resource world. I don't know what this stands for, but there's at least 3 of them. So maybe they're just normal worlds. This one world here has no name. It looks like a gas giant, so maybe it's not right, but there's definitely a path leading here. So I guess it's just territory, but that looks like a gas giant. I don't know, the map looks alright. It looks a little bit small though. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Does this map have any significance? Probably not. That's one planet map. That's a land map. Yeah. So that's just my non-expert like analysis. This is my shitty analysis. That's but this is probably Manius's personal ship, right? These are definitely custom chapters. That's the Exorcist chapter symbol, but it's like on a green. That's like on a green color scheme. That's kind of weird. Never seen this one before. This is a really sick color scheme though. Yeah. True. Okay, we see these guys again. What's the story with these guys coming in, man? Are they doing like a grav drop? Oh, okay. No. These guys could be Reavers. Wait. No, the icon does not show it. The icon does not show it. No, if these are Reavers, it might make sense because Reavers can actually grapple, and some of them are equipped with grav shoots, so they can actually hover down from like midair, or just use their grapple and just grapple across terrain. So, but they got like the special helmets, and none of these icons actually show that. But at the same time, to be fair, these could just be placeholder. Okay. Very nice. Alright, that's about it. Alright, that's my non-expert analysis. Yeah. I do not understand your obsession with Nello, but I'm glad there's nothing even more weird. I feel like it's like a yin-yang thing, right? We've got like a Turkish person here and watching like a Greek person video, so I feel like they both kind of just complement each other in chat. So, like, you know, Light likes VTuber, this guy who, you know, he might actually like I feel like he's a closeted VTuber fan, actually. So let's watch this video. Total War Warhammer 40k is dead on arrival.
Seeing this title right here just reinforces my whole point of Varric is not pointing out rumors anymore. He's just pointing out just facts.
He's not just pointing out facts, he's using those facts to clickbait. You know, by having that, you remember that Warhammer stream that he had? It's like, oh, Warhammer 40k is going to be reviewed. And he knew for a fact that it wasn't going to review, so he basically got to double dip.
Everybody knows that will be released regardless. And it's not about the when, it's about the what. And he's been saying this for how long now? Too long. Shocking. We're gonna watch this trailer, and if I have to stop more or less, I'll let
the power of early access,
it's
man.
only 2 minutes long. Overall, it shouldn't be too bad. Already we have a main character without helmet.
I wonder if he's gonna notice those units glitching in the trailer.
In the grim darkness of the far future.
Dude, I just realized there's like a female narrator, and it sounds really, really lame. I'm just gonna go on a tangent, and Korn, Korn is here now, so I cannot actually go on tangents anymore. Okay, so, okay, female narrator, I mean, it's okay. In certain games, it can work, but let me show you something. Let me show you something. This is the best. Is it this one?
Peggy 12.
Is it this one?
Today,
This is so much better.
watching us. Today, we will show the Imperium that the Imperial Navy never falters in the path of its duty. We are the rulers of the stars, and
I still get fucking goosebumps to this fucking voice. I still get good. Like if I'm feeling like really uninspired that day, sometimes I'll just listen to this video and that like male, like masculine tone. Holy shit, that is like the coolest voice, man.
Vengeful sword that can cut off the despoiler's
It's not
head.
even anything major. It's just like
Into the
really
jaws of
cinematic.
Death, into the mouth of hell.
And then this one, I'm gonna go back a little bit. This sounds like Blizzard.
Mandatory 40k shit.
Nice. It feels like modern, like World of Warcraft.
In the grim
Narration.
darkness of the far future, every soul's survival hangs by a thread.
Can you stop doing that? Can you stop doing,
What?
like, how do I explain this? Can you stop being so stiff with your sword attacks? Dawn of War 2 has done this very well with like sword, like how they move and all that. And even in codexes, they even explain how where Space Marines have their black carapaces and they move very smoothly and all that. All right, let's take a look with Dawn of War 2 right now.
Oh, he's gonna go on a
Just
tangent as
real
well. We're
quick.
going.
Just see how
going
a
tangentception.
Space Marine moves their sword. Like nice and smooth. If we go back here and watch this again. Swing stops. How about swing and then just go fluidly back to another position for another attack, then just, ooh, I look good. I think there's a massive problem when animators do this, and I think it's because of Space Marine 1, Mad Ward, this whole idea about power fantasy. And honestly, I think I should make a video at this point, and it's just that power fantasy, when people are trying to say it's grim, dark, it's so sad and all that, and yet we have some power fantasy moments that gives you this idea of you're a Space Marine, you can just take 100, 10,000 orcs if you want to do that. It's not just what it shows, but it's also what people get the impression on. So can you stop fucking doing that?
I think that's more of like an Astartes influence than a lot of things. I felt like I saw that move before, like in the secret, was it Secret Level episode? Where he basically like stabs back with the hilt of that power axe and then he smacks a guy with the back. And then there was like that scene in the Astartes 1 where the guy's running down the corridor with an anti-tank mine and the guy's like, huh? And he, like the guy just runs into the knife, right? I feel like that's like a reference. It's going to be like a stylistic thing from going forward. I feel like that it's pretty iconic.
The stabbing's okay. That one was a little bit better, but with the swing, it was just bad. Swing stop. Huh? Okay, cool.
By the way, what's going on with this battle barge? Is this a different model? There's no hanger in the middle. What's going on there?
I will comment though.
By the way, I feel like I've literally reacted to this same trailer like twice today. It's kind of crazy.
Visually, honestly, if we grab this visual, that shit should have been in a Dawn of War gameplay. Not gameplay, Dawn of War trailer. Because this one looks 10 times a little bit better than what Dawn of War 4.
I feel like they just sold us the same game toys. I feel like they're just going to be sharing assets and they're just like reheating it twice.
Was showing like it was some sort of like
yeah, it's
mobile
pretty
game.
smart, right?
It was fucking weird.
If I was CA and whoever's making Dawn of War 4 would just be like reusing the assets, like the modeling everything, make it in the same engine, and just like reheat the fucking same TV done it twice. That'll be really like big brain and smart.
By endless tides of aliens, traitors, and demons.
Guys, orcs are comic relief.
Not bad. I was gonna comment about the swing again. This is the best way I can explain this.
Orcs are there for comic relief, guys. They're not horrible or anything. They're just haha funny. It's not like they go around farming humans like they're cattle and then, you know, they play with their mangled corpses and shit like that.
And this is the only thing I have spotted with this trailer. So far, I have no other complaints. Actually, let me mute this for a moment. But when it comes to this section, swing, stop. Why are you stopping? You see another like 10,000 hordes of enemies towards you, and you're like, let me just act cool for real quick.
I feel like the Space Marines are aura farming too much. Like, it was cool for maybe like the first few animations, and then now it feels like they are trying to aura farm a bit.
Let me just pose. Jarvis, screenshot that shit.
We'll be seeing Space Marines doing superhero landings.
Across countless worlds, battles rage.
Put the helmet back on. I just have this thing. It's just annoying for me when, you know, when Space Marines are like in the middle of the combat or they're just like about to prepare for an assault. They're just like, oh, this helmet that gives me so much like benefits and all that. Oh yeah, let me just take it off. If for some reason they just can't see the screen clearly. For me, I'm seeing that like there's no purpose. If you really wanted to make this character important, just make him a lieutenant.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably inside the battle barge.
Or all that. And when he takes off the helmet for the first time, we will know this is the main character. You don't have to take off the helmets, man. Space Marine 2 has done that way too much.
Countless worlds, battles rage.
Another thing that I just noticed, at least the armor looks good. Always pay attention with armor because it's also very important because you think of Space Marines that have fought for hundreds of years. That's a really good detail already.
Worlds.
Has he fought for hundreds of years though? Like, for the Ultramarines, one silver stud, how many years is that? 50 or 100?
Battles rage.
It's a fast-ass freaking Land Raider, holy shit. That thing's hauling ass.
Wait. wait.
Gold is 100, so that guy is not 100 years old, he's 50 years old. Right, this guy's 50 years old. Because it could be gold, I mean, it could be the lighting.
Very good detail already.
Because I remember that Titus has like those Dervish studs, and there was like 4 of them or something, and then, what's his name? Charon? No, Galadriel made the mention that that guy was, I mean Titus, is over 200 years old, and he could not have been the Primaris.
Ready.
It was like in the first or second mission. I mean, first proper mission, yeah.
Wait. 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 What? I just noticed something.
I'm just saying that heavy bolter shot like shit. That heavy bolter, I don't like the heavy bolter animation. I'm just gonna be really autistic, and this guy, like, no, that's actually kind of cool. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like it.
I just noticed something. Maybe it's just the way the animation is done. So Land Raiders go very fast.
Yeah, these guys must be like World Eater Land Raiders with like 14 inches of movement. Holy shit, this thing whole ass.
And las cannons, I mean, do that. They shoot and explode. Why the fuck did they don't have like a blast ability on tabletop?
Sir, you served in the Death Watch. Yeah.
I don't recall lasers doing that unless it shot something, but yeah, no, it just shows that
No, I mean, no. No, that's the thing. I can actually explain this. This is a thermal explosion. So the best way to explain it is to look for any video with like slag metal from a furnace that's being deposited, and now those things are like thousands of degrees hot. They have to dump it into a very dry place, usually into a pit, because if any water touches that kind of slag metal that comes out of the pot, it's going to immediately superheat. And basically, in the worst case scenario, if you dump that into a pool of water, the explosion actually is big enough to basically take out an entire factory. It's actually extremely dangerous. And so if you've actually watched the Chernobyl miniseries, one of the plot, well, not even one of the plot, one of the things that actually did happen, but was like probably expressly explained about in that series, in the plot, is that there was a water tank underneath the actual reactor. And if that reactor reaches that water tank, it's going to superheat and basically become an atomic bomb. It was going to basically destroy everything within like a 50-kilometer radius. And so superheating is actually one of those like low-key destructive forces that no one really pays attention to. So I can actually, like if this las cannon like shoots out and superheats like a body, remember like people are like 60% water or something, this shit can actually happen. I can actually imagine this happen. And people have actually made a calculation. Are you talking about Chernobyl? Yeah, I was talking about Chernobyl. And people have made the calculation about like if someone shot you with a las gun, if someone shot you with a las gun, like the rough energy transfer if it hits an actual person. And you've probably seen like the calculation on Reddit or something. I forgot which came first. It was either Reddit post came first or the video came first and then Reddit copied that guy. Was that the energy transfer if a las ball actually hits you on the chest or like an arm, it will actually blow off a limb. The actual like energy transfer and damage caused by like a normal las ball from a las gun is actually more destructive than like a normal bullet. It's almost up there with a 50 cal. The issue is that the damage has to be caused by actual heat transfer. And so if it hits like ceramite or something, it gets dissipated and so it does basically no damage. So it's extremely like min-maxed. Either it does like it hits flesh, superheats the water directly beneath it, and basically explodes the entire body or just blow the body apart almost like a bolter would, or it will just hit carapace, all the heat becomes dissipated, at which point it just basically does no damage.
Like when it shoots, it explodes on impact and giving like an AUS damage. Oh no, AoE damage, sorry.
Yeah, so just to prove that point, let's see if I can find that video. Slag thermal explosion. Yeah, what happens when you pour molten? And by the way, a las cannon's gonna be a lot more destructive than this, by the way. Like a las cannon is probably gonna be like entire magnitudes higher than this because it has to shoot through fucking like armor and shit. How long is the video? Oh, it's almost done. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that might be copyright. You see that? Slag going in, and it's not even like a full pool of water. It's probably like these people are not stupid, by the way. They probably checked for water and shit. There was probably like one small puddle of water inside that they like, maybe there was like a cup or like a plastic bottle with water inside. Yeah, there's probably like this probably happened in China. That's why the music happened. Yeah, that. Because these people are not stupid. They definitely did check before. This is like a pit for slag. They know what the fuck is happening. They go in. Slag comes down, touches water immediately. Right? I'm not making this shit up. This is actual real physics. So if you can imagine all that energy transfer focus point into like a body of water, you know, an orc. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
Like, huh? Okay, we'll go with that. And also, these are fucking tanks, not fucking close quarter combat vehicles. Yeah.
I mean, if you have a tank and... Okay, so another history lesson, this type of shit that actually happened in Stalingrad, it was not a very sound military tactic, but guys, like sometimes you need to bring in an assault gun to basically break up enemy formations, like shit. If you're going to have massed enemies, yeah, you probably want to bring in a tank. If you're dealing things in a hive city, if you've seen like Battle of Berlin or like Stalingrad, this type of situation does happen.
close quarter combat vehicles.
A lot of stupid things worked in Stalingrad. It's not stupid if it worked.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Mods.
Stop aura farming, man. Like, these Space Marines are just like, are they just watching like solo leveling while they were animating this? Like, arise.
Mods.
They're making a trailer, right? So I
man.
can't understand why they're doing this. Mods crush your skulls beneath some beneath the between the VTubers' thighs. It's like, oh fuck, that was my objective. Guys, there were orphans inside. We were supposed to be protecting that orphanage.
Could be wrong again. Like, it's been a while. But I don't think they have orbital lasers and this track like that. I haven't seen lore talking about this at all. Just to go, yeah, anyways, me.
I would think though, like, okay, so here's the thing. I will have to agree with Nalop about a certain thing. If the thermal explosion with the Land Raider, you know, caused this big explosion, you know, with Las Cannon, I do feel like if it has to be consistent, this much energy coming down and hitting all these bodies, this will be causing like a thermonuclear explosion. Like, this will actually be measured in the like the megatons.
It's me. Like, since I have never seen that. Ever.
Lead your armies. Conquer worlds.
Yeah, he transfers no
Fight
joke.
on as the galaxy burns.
Oh no, fuck, I knew it. Israel. Guys, it's Israel causing all this. Look, it's like a Star of David. You know, this is going to connect to that, and that's going to be, you know, the promised land. Fuck, I knew it.
For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
Please give us back the base. Whoops, wrong button. Give us back this narrator. Just give me this guy back.
That the Imperial Navy never falters in the path of its duty. We are the rulers of the stars, and each of your ships is a
Also, you know what? If you can't get that, get this guy at least.
Are the defenders of humanity.
Give us Spire.
We are the Emperor's blazing sword and the Imperium's crushing fist. Hundreds of billions of hands ready to die for our mission in the cold, unforgiving space. We are the Imperial Navy.
This is an entirely different feel, man. I tell you what. They look kind of similar, but there is a difference. I tell you, man. It's a bit too Marvel.
There were some little mistakes here and there, but from what I've seen from the animation, it's
a bit too
bad.
Marvel, isn't it?
And honestly,
it's a bit Disney.
That's how it. Actually, the one thing I did appreciate as well, they didn't make orcs look retarded and shit. So that's a one pointer. But what was it? Like, honestly, this animation could have been part of Dawn of War 4. But Dawn of War 4, for some reason, they wanted to give this a
that Captain Marvel sounding like Lady back there.
mobile-esque animation, which was weird. And I think later on, they're going to go show, like, the gameplay here. Gameplay and footage captured in engine from a pre-alpha build.
I don't believe it's pre-alpha. Every time they say it's pre-alpha, it's probably like beta.
No, you can't
just say it's pre-alpha as an excuse.
It's a pre-alpha build. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Most likely it's going to be the more core gameplay.
True. Is he gonna pick up the connection between the color schemes like I did in my reaction? Is he going to pick up the fact that these guys were literally glitching onto the bridge?
This is what I've always said, and I'll say this now, even though Valorant...
Yeah, I'm going to go back a little bit, because Korn, he wasn't here when I first did that reaction. Okay, check this out. On this side of the screen, check out these Space Marines here. These are either Assault Marines. I was thinking that maybe they're Reavers, but they have like intercessor helmets, right? It could be like a tooltip, like in development thing. But you definitely see on this side here, this unit that's, I think it's selected, it just literally glitched from this. Either they're falling from the sky or they're just glitching from this building to the bridge. Look at this. 3, 2, 1 is going to show up about now. These guys are just going, woo!
Fuck. This is what I've always said, and I'll say this now, even though...
And he's just getting really mad because this is basically a Dawn of War 2 thing, and then these guys, this is a Total War game, right? And Nelop obviously likes Dawn of War more than any Total War game, so he's just looking at this, and he is getting cucked.
Varag is just so...
BRB.
Like so dumbfounded when people say, so pretty much you want another Dawn of War game. And clearly, right here, seems like the design of it is another Dawn of War game.
Dawn of War is good, but it was a small scale game. Yeah, Dawn of War is actually pretty... I really like the atmosphere in Dawn of War 2, but then there are like elements in Dawn of War 2 that's a little bit too Company of Hero-ish, but I think overall I do enjoy the campaign story and the gameplay, obviously.
But I'll say this as an extra. Total War has always made its mechanic based on frontline combat. And what do I mean by that? Like Rome.
There better be fucking sync kills, I tell you what.
Napoleon, Medieval, that type of frontline combat. And even Shogun. Like all these games worked based on its mechanic. But when you're trying to like mix it with sci-fi that was meant to be like...
Oh, by the way, I should also mention, and I did not mention this in my other video, is that the Creative Assembly have actually basically using a different engine. This is completely different from the Total War engine. They showed that with their 25th anniversary video. They're basically... I keep saying the word basically, man. What the fuck's wrong with me? They have come up with a new engine that's basically there for this game, and I assume to be a World War I game.
Tactical, and then you move your troops into different positions. It doesn't really work here at all.
Because their current engine right now that's running from Empire up to today is total dog shit.
Because what I'm seeing now is pretty much 10th edition gameplay right here. It's like,
yeah, it's very simplified. If you look at the map, if you look at the map, it's actually incredibly small. There are these orcs here that's running into the map that's not showing up on the actual map itself. I don't know what's going on there. They mentioned reinforcements. I'm not sure if this is like what kind of mechanic this is. But in total, what this map is supposed to represent, this map is supposed to be representing a hive city. And I see part of a hive city right now, but I do not realistically believe that taking this section of the hive city will allow you to capture the entire hive city. So realistically, for me personally, for this to be enjoyable and like a cerebral type of way, taking the hive city will involve several battles where you have to basically go down several layers.
To shove into your units and see who survives or not. Like honestly.
Yeah, and also by the way, that way they can also overcome one of the main limitations with Total War games and the current iteration, which is piss poor siege battles, because walls do not work properly. So instead of having walls, like if they cannot get walls working properly, then maybe have like ablative layers of battle maps. Maybe that will like represent like the grinding down of the enemy. And I mean, it's a little bit unrealistic for like a like when you read the Siege of Fraxwhite, right? That stuff took years. That's like taking a section of like that city took literal years, and that is also represented in like Armageddon and stuff as well. It's not like the city is not taken in like one day. It's not taken in like one decisive battle. It was basically them slicing the pie like part by part by part. It was very the one battle was like a series of like other smaller battles.
Honestly, I would.
If they make it so that if they make it something incredibly stupid, like if it's like in Total War Fantasy, where it's like, you go into a city and it's like defended by like one spearman, and then like you go like this runs off the wall, kills a spearman, somehow takes the entire town. Imagine if that shit happens in this game. It's like, my Imperial Guardsmen somehow like snuck around the city, killed like the orc boys, and now we magically gain control of this like of this like spiraling megaplex of like orc infestation type city. Like that's not going to make much sense, man. It has to be like layer by layer, in my opinion.
Would even say
it is a problem. I've dropped out now, boys. I'm feeling very tired. No, just go to sleep, man. Yeah. This is supposed to be a test stream anyways. It's not really that important. I'm going to do some equipment testing after this video. I'm just going to test out, see if my computer crashes if I boot up Helldivers and Space Marine 2, because I did have that problem earlier. And so I'm seeing if it's just like that one-off thing, or because if it works, I'm just going to start playing some games maybe during the New Year's. Good night,
this is even worse than
take care, man.
Of War. Holy shit. So essentially, you have the bolters, which are the archers, and then you have the melee guys, which are like what? I'm trying to remember the names. Like Roman legionnaires holding off the horde, and you have these archers shooting, and then you have a little ballista. Like, every time when I play a fucking Total War game, it's always the same.
Helldivers 2 getting the kills. I did hear about that. Killzone stuff next week in the Warbond will be free if you got any items from last year. I didn't. Did I? I need to check.
Same mechanics.
It'd be nice to get some free stuff. They're really desperate now.
As I said it before, it just doesn't work. Because 40k is not just frontline combat like how you deal with Napoleon and all that shit. They are tactical. They would put like tanks like around, somewhere safe. They'll put these bolter guys.
Yeah. That does bring up a very good point. These engagement ranges are completely unrealistic for any type of armored vehicles. Like even modern day armored vehicles, 400 meters is basically 400 meters is basically melee range. Like ideally they'll be over 1 kilometer away. So if you look at like one of these squares are basically, I'd say they're about 20 meters by 20 meters. So realistically, the tank should not even be there, like on this screen. But like putting realism aside,
behind sandbags, somewhere safe, and there's launchers as well. And for the melee guys, yeah, sure, they will go in and then just.
Realism aside, I mean, like in Empire and Napoleon Total War, your line infantry can melee, so it's not that unrealistic, right? But at the same time, this is going to be like a new engine. I don't know how they're going to handle melee and shooting.
Stop a horde getting closer to these bolter guys. But the way they're showing this, actually, let me just mute this, which most likely, oh, okay. I've already watched this before, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, he pre-watched it. Dislike.
But yeah, no, mainly it's just, yeah, why is the tank even there? Like, you see what I mean? Like this.
Well, obviously what happened is that probably one of the weird boys did the jump, and then the orcs just like appeared here, and then they made the 9th charge, and then now the tank is stuck in engagement range. So now the tank does have the rule called big guns never tire. It'll be shooting out of the engagement range, but it'll get -1 hurt. That's how it usually works. Yep.
This doesn't, it doesn't fucking work. Like, obviously, for the new 40k crowd, they were like, dude, this is so awesome. Tank so small? Oh my god, Barak was right. Warhammer 40k Total War. Like, this is going to be so awesome, where I can just be so brain dead and throw my armies into the other army.
By the way, they're just all mosh pitting over here just to make this screenshot bigger. This is obviously, this is obviously made for press, right? They're just all concentrated here just to make the battle a lot more epic. But if you zoom out, it's going to look a little bit derpy. Like, it looks like there's a lot of orcs here, but in reality, there really isn't that many.
See who wins. Oh my god. Now, then again, this is just one map. There might be some open maps and then some closed maps or some bridge and all that. Like, I don't think most people will understand.
Is he going to catch the exterminators?
Actually, that's another question here. So,
is he going to catch
do I win a planet
and the first company battle barge?
One single combat? Or do I have to fight different combats in different missions like in Dawn of War 2 in order to make this planet secure? Because, what was it?
It's most likely you have to fight a single planet and win, just like how you do Siege in Total War games. I mean, this game is obviously inspired by Empire at War. And in Empire at War, I believe you just have to fight one ground battle. But I can see a world where a planet takes multiple, there's like multiple checkpoints on a single planet.
Dawn of War DLC is Soulstorm. And also Dark.
Empire at War was so good. By the way, what this game's probably inspired by, let me just go on a little tangent. Empire at War. I'm just gonna say remake. Remake is a very good mod. Yeah, I was playing Empire at War remake with Orcs OP a while back. The remake mod makes things like the combat look so good, man. Maybe I should just do the trailer because that'll be more comprehensive. Yeah. So yeah, guys, does this remind you of anything? Does this remind you of anything? Does this remind you of anything? This might be a copyrighted music, so I might just skip forward a little bit. Yeah. So it's just probably gonna be like that, where the ships come in, the ships are carrying the troops, right? And then once you contest the space, you can start landing troops down. And guys, does this remind you of anything? Yeah, does this remind you of anything? Anyways, before I get copyright strike,
had you as like a leader on the planet, and then you go to take care of the rest of the planet, and then you win that whole planet. But this one's going to be a little bit small scale, so I'm assuming it's going to be like, oh, this is one battle, and then you win the planet, and then move on to the next one. And like it has end turn and all that shit. So this is essentially Total War mechanics. So it was pretty much expected. And again,
I think it's about less than Total War mechanics. And by the way, I did read that article from Warhammer community, and this is a bit of information that was not really widely decimated. Is that this game is supposed to come out on console. This game is supposed to come out on Xbox and PS5. So what I do expect from this is that it'll be even more dumbed down. There will not be a lot of buttons for you to press, just because the nature of what console gaming basically is. It's just harder to press buttons to go through menus on a where is it? Where's my PS5? Oh fuck! On a PS5 control. Where the fuck is my PS5 controller? I was gonna
and all that shit. So this is essentially Total War mechanics.
We all know that
so
during console ports,
and again, this doesn't work, but I need to see more of this, because the impression that is giving me right now is essentially, oh, my army versus your army, let's just mesh them together. So no sandbags, no cover, no objectives to capture, no nothing, which is literally Dawn of War. But then again, this is essentially Total War recipe, but with a 40k skin. That's all it is. And it's just, how do I say this? It's just weird. I can't exactly recall if Total War has ever done futuristic stuff, because most of the time, every Total War game is essentially...
I don't think they've ever done futuristic stuff. I think people tried to modern Star Wars for some of their, I think it was Shogun or something, but I think that's the extent of it.
Actually more or less the same.
And I think the most historically modern Total War game was it Fall of the Samurai? Yeah, I think it was Fall of the Samurai.
But they just do some minor tweaks and all that, or certain armies have a different play style, but it's essentially the same. You have melee, you have range, and then you have cavalry, and then you have other shit. And this one's essentially the same. And based from its gameplay, from what I'm...
Now, in CA's defense, is that 40k as a tabletop game was loosely based on a Napoleonic war game, tabletop war game. So what happens in a Napoleonic war game, you guys might actually, this might sound familiar to you, some of you guys, is that you have basically guys who shoot and then they just go in and bayonet charge. They shoot to basically break up the ranks and then go and bayonet charge and hopefully break the morale and finish them off with cavalry flanking. Tell me if that sounds familiar.
I'm saying it's just going to be the same as I've played with any other
40k is just basically games. A reworked Napoleonic game.
This is why I still play fucking Total War Remaster, or the OG Total War that I still have. Now, the question will be, of course, will this game be successful? Pretty much.
Probably.
It will be, because again...
the fuck. If this game is not like... Okay, so what GW is doing right now is actually playing a very dangerous game, because these two games look like they're going to be coming out relatively the same time. And what's going to happen is that if one game does not do well, the other game might not do well as well. Maybe GW actually knows that one game is superior than the other, and they're just hedging the bets or something. It's really hard to say. But if any of these games kind of fuck up, it might actually have a roll-on repercussion, spillover effect to the other game. Or, God forbid, if both games actually received poorly, like Dawn of War 3. Remember when Dawn of War 3 was announced, and then we were like, oh, there's no way they're going to fuck this up, right? Because they already have the recipe. They already have the secret recipe. They have the KFC secret recipe with the 12 spices and everything. So surely they should not fuck this up, but they fucked it up anyways. Imagine if they fuck this up. Like, I can actually see, like, I can actually see GW rolling double Snake Eyes and then, like, fuck this game up and then fuck up Dawn of War 4. And then imagine they fuck up, like, Amazon as well. Holy shit, that would be... Oh my god, bro. If I was a CEO, I'll be jumping off a building if that ever happens.
40k fans see a 40k sticker on.
Also, those unit cards in the left corner are way too big. I'm not too worried about the UI because these kind of things can be modded. Like, there's some, like, quality of life thing. Like, I'll be real. The quality of life in Total War games are always shit. And I feel like CA games, to a certain extent, could be fixed because the modders will just fix everything for CA. Yeah, so I think on the scale of balance, like, Dawn of War 4 has a larger possibility of it fucking up than Total War Warhammer 40k. Purely, solely, mainly on the reason that the modders are there to just fix anything that CA fucks up on the Total War game, because the modders, it's happened with Rome 2, it's happened with Attila, it's happened with Shogun, it's happened with Total War Warhammer Fantasy. The modders will come in clutch if CA fucks up. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about the UI. That's probably the least of anyone's worries.
On it, and they say this is the greatest game ever, and they've never looked in depth. But then again, when it comes to GW, I don't have much faith in them at all. They're very professional of fucking things up, or they just don't really care. But yeah, no, like, despite of me saying, like, you know,
there's an exterminator
just
on there.
Total War with 40k coding and all that, and
That's a big ass mountain. I don't think this is physically possible.
Doesn't really fit for the whole Total War genre.
There's some, like, asteroid just launched itself there.
Yep, you just being negative for the sake of negative. This is so...
Let's pull a Creation Club. I think, like, CA know in some way that the modders in the workshop save their asses more than a couple of times. I feel like they'll probably allow them to do that. Yeah. That will be a very dumb move for them to do, to just not allow people to mod their games, especially like how the last several games modders have been saving their butts, like lifting their asses from the proverbial pan. Yeah,
it was so great and all that.
If some, like, you have to be like a very, fuck me though, but this is Games Workshop we're talking about. This is the same Games Workshop who has been shooting their own free marketing by shooting their own free animators. But no. You have to be like a special type of retarded to, like, ban people who fix your game for free. You have to be like absolutely like a certain special, like a 2% within the 2% type of fucking retarded to basically like ban people or disallow people to fix your game for free, which is what the modders do on a habitual occurrence. They are worthless idiots, Bethesda. Yeah, and that's why Bethesda hasn't won a single game in the Game Awards. That's why Todd Howard has to come up, and he's not announcing any of his games winning any awards. He's not announcing any new projects that he's working on. He got like shoved into fucking cuck chair, and he has to announce like another game winning like game of the year, which is E33, by the way. Yeah, so there's a reason for that.
Okay, cool, whatever. Fucking, if you're like a Total War reskin,
by the way, this planet is exploding.
Yeah, go for it.
That does not even look like an actual like planet. It looks like a gas giant that's exploding.
Hey man, spend like $70 on it. You'll just be fine. And most likely you'll just play for a bit and then never touch it again and just fuck off. Now, crazy. I'm not even sure if they even going to do like a live service and all that, etc. Which maybe not. Overall, though,
John Ultramarine. I want to see if this guy has an actual name.
As I said, trailer looked like a step up. It looks way better.
I do not like the idea of Space Marines just standing around doing nothing either. Like, even though it's just marching. I do not like the idea of Space Marines operating like line infantry.
Better. This is how you make something dark. But then again, I think I should make a video about this eventually, and it's just that how Power Fantasy doesn't mix.
Is that a beaky helmet?
With Grim Dark. You can't have a one hand to be like, oh, you know, this Marine could just clap 10,000 orcs And at the same time, it's like
Remember Warcraft 3 Reforged? Don't remind me of that. That's
in
depressing.
the grim darkness
Did they
of
ever
the far
fix that?
future, everything is.
By the way, I got Warcraft 3, and then the only 2 games I ever played after beating the campaign, I did not even play the proper game of multiplayer. The only 2 games I played was Tower, like any of the tower defense games, and Sheep Tag.
Shit and all that.
Sheep Tag was
because when
fun
you
as
apply
hell.
Power Fantasy, you're not applying vulnerability, and also you're not implying that this world is shit. You're just like, yeah, you're just good. So that is the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And
Thank you for
I'll
making this
see you
video.
in
And
the
I've reacted to
one.
the same trailer twice to that.
Brothers
Oh my
and
gosh. Just look at the
take care.
comment section. Maybe they can bring up something interesting. Talk about manufactured. So I wonder what the dislike is on this video as well. It must be exhausting to pretend to be upset and angry at everything, but do I guess. I mean, like there are actual like stuff to be like a bit worried about. Like the thing is that toxic positivity is a like a dilapidating force in any type of polishing and progress. I do feel things tend to stagnate without any type of actual criticism. I mean, there's a reason why Asian parenting works, right? And so like if you've actually looked into CA's track record, especially recently with Total War Warhammer 3, like it's so bad that like people like Legend of Total War, who is a very competent and in my opinion quite a patient, he bitches and moans a lot, but he has been very patient content creator. He's quitting Total War. I mean, stuff like that happens for a reason. And then there's like a bunch of content creators who, they're the ones who have their free voices, the ones who aren't in any early access programs and haven't signed any NDAs. They've been very critical about a lot of stuff that CA has been doing because they have mishandled a lot of things. Because there's like the whole resource allocation thing as well, because CA has been on the bad side of Sega. They've been underperforming a bit. CA had to fire a bunch of their development team because Sega did downsize them a little bit. Oh, and by the way, CA also had to cancel a project called Hyenas. So they dumped several hundred, probably like, not $700 million, but like a few $1 million into that game at the very least. And then they had to, you guys, that, the Hyena game, and then they straight out had to cancel it because it was basically going to become Concord. And I can see why they canceled that straight away now, because if Hyenas came out and it became like Concord, it's just going to poison. It's going to poison their entire portfolio. Let's keep reading the comment. It's just literally Nagash. All right, so I stand corrected. I don't really follow Total War fantasy thing. I was trying to make the pieces fit, right. It was Concord before Concord. No, that showed some insight. So if they actually release Hyenas and it only got like 2 players that they had to, and if they had to Concord, then it's going to turn the entire portfolio radioactive. So that makes business sense. Just put it off on your tax write-offs, right? It's better than like a total loss and have the negativity spill over onto other projects. And so, Holy Rage Blade, you must be fun. Like, a lot of these comments are fairly negative. Actually, let me put this on my other browser. Let me see the dislikes. It's not going to be accurate, but the dislike bar is usually accurate up to like a 10%. Okay, so, all right, so the like is 114 likes and the dislikes are 357. So he has 3 times more dislikes than actual likes. Just putting it out there. And I'm not saying that this like really proves anything, but I think the overall community sentiment is that this has, they like the trailer at the very least. But I'm just like, what? Okay, by the way, the what I'm really looking for in these comments are the nerd shit. Like, is anyone going to mention like thermal fucking explosions with the las cannons? Because I actually want to see like, are there actual smart people, like, are there actual like professionals or scientists actually playing this game? All right, so we're gonna have a flashback moment here. Sorry about this. So I'm just gonna go through this article. So it says, announcing Total War Warhammer 40k. Some awesome news overnight from the Game Awards. Total War is coming to the grim dark future of the 40,000. What am I even saying? To the grim dark future of Warhammer 40,000. That doesn't really roll off the tongue that well. Total War Warhammer 40,000 brings the award-winning franchise. Award-winning franchise? Oh, they're talking about Total War, yeah. Into the era Indomitus with a deep turn-based strategy and epic real-time battles. Check out this jaw-dropping announcement trailer from our friends at Sega. And so the thing is that, like, I remember with Total War Warhammer Fantasy, the actual alpha footage wasn't really that far off from the actual like finished product. I think they updated some of the armor a little bit because people were just complaining about certain things about the like how ragtaggy the Empire men-at-arms kind of looked. But I think overall it was very similar. So fans of Total War Warhammer, this is going to be so confusing. It's going to be like, whoa, Total War Warhammer 40,000. It feels like a Harry Potter spell at this point. We'll already know what to look forward to. Depth. I've seen enough Legends of Total War videos to know that's not really the case. Brutal battles and cinematic warfare. Will we get proper cinematic kills though? Now in the 41st millennium, you'll be waging war on the galactic scale. You'll be able to conquer planets, upgrade your fleet, and manage your resources before unleashing your forces in apocalyptic battle. And over here we got like a Space Marine, we got a... Fuck me, I thought that was something... I thought that was Eldar at the point. I was like, wow, that's a really strange looking Eldar. Oh no, the Eldar's over here. And then we've got like a boxy looking orc. Yeah. Total War Warhammer 40k will have 4 factions to choose from at launch. Space Marines, Astra, Militarum, you mean Imperial Guard, the Orcs, and the Eldar, with each offering wildly different playstyles and challenges in both campaign and battle modes. The game will be packed with iconic Warhammer 40,000 units, from battleline infantry and tanks to walkers and colossal war machines, war engines. Did you see that Stomper in the trailer? We sure did. This thing's kind of a piece of shit on the tabletop, though. I got no idea how that performs. It's bro blind. No, bro's dyslexic. You'll also be able to customize your force from its name, color scheme, and heraldry. Yeah, you kind of saw that from the trailer, right? You're down to the traits and tactics. Oh, that's pretty cool. So whether you make your Total War army match your tabletop collection or just create an awesome new thematic color scheme, go for it. Game director Attila. So you actually have a game director called Attila who might be making Total War Attila 2 in the future. Okay, that's... Warhammer 40,000 is a science fantasy setting without equal. Its galactic scale iconic factions with brutal battles have contributed to a universe that gels perfectly with Total War's DNA. Or does it? We worked with Games Workshop for over 15 years and can't wait to continue that partnership with the aim of creating definitive Total War 40,000 strategy experience, just like we did with Total War Warhammer series. Total War... Wait, what? No, this last part is worrying. Total War Warhammer 40,000 will release for PC, but will also be the franchise's debut on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox. What the hell is that? This? XS consoles? You can... What? Oh, no. Wait. Oh no, we all know what happens when a game is meant for the PC and it goes for the consoles. Oh no. Oh, you guys are fucked. I mean, we're all fucked, but was this even, like, did they even mention this in the Games Award? Did they mention this part in the Games Award? Because if they did, I think... I think they know what's up. They definitely know this is a negative modifier for marketing, so they just omitted that.